Get strong.
Welcome back to all my subscribers and for all my new viewers. I hope you enjoy your visit and are encouraged to subscribe as well. Well, as you can see, I finished the backside of the mountain. I'm getting rave reviews from all family and friends telling me how good it looks, how realistic it looks. I think it came out pretty good. Tell me what you think in the comments, but I'm really interested in hearing some unbiased opinions about how the backside of the mountain came out. But let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about, let's walk through, I should say, the process. First, I painted it this really dark gray color so that it would pick up the shadows in the mountain as I began the stiffle process. The second thing I did, I added a little lighter gray to it, which will, I know you can kind of barely see the difference between the dark gray and the first stiffle, but as we go through the next step, check it out. You can kind of pick up a few more gray colors through each step. And on this next one, I mean, you can really tell the difference from the dark gray. So you can kind of see you build up this process of just kind of splotching through the stiffle process. This next shot, I kind of added some sap green and burnt umber, burnt sienna to break up all of that gray to give it more of a brown look, which would kind of match nature. You get some dirt running down and some green growth throughout the process. My last step was really just dry brushing white to pick up the highlights of the mountain. So at this point, I wanted to kind of go through the shot of the technique that I use and the tools that I use. And from the shot here on the far left, you can kind of see the brush that I use. It has some really stiff bristles, which will allow you to do a nice dry brush process. The next brush to the right is kind of the brush that I just used to get that dark gray on all of the pieces of the mountainside. Now the sponge is a very unique sponge in that you actually are able to use some of the little edges that I'm pointing out there to provide those little splotches all over the mountainside. So you're not really painting every square inch of it. You're painting just the tips of the sponge. Now this funny looking one, this homemade one, is something that I kind of put together from an older brush that I wasn't using, and I just pulled off a small piece of the big sponge and put it on there, and that allows me to kind of get into little cracks and crevices like that. Realistically, you don't just see the dark gray. You see some of the lighter grays, and this tool allows me to get in those really cracks and crevices so that I can provide some of the lighter grays in there, which will still allow you to see the dark gray just a little bit, but it'll have some coverage as far as providing those shadows that you're going to be looking for. Okay, I got two more shots I want to show you of some work I completed. This first shot is the terminal block, not new to the hobby at all, but I got it installed and it will allow me to supply power not only to the track that I already have installed, but it'll allow me to have power the other tracks that I plan to put in place in the future. On the other side of that, I have my switch, and that will control the power to the track that's already installed. And once I put my second layer of track in place, I'll be able to put another switch off to the left side of the Woodland Scenic switches that you see there. So here is the sidewalk that's gonna go in place for the buildings that I have on order. And then off to the left here, you can see the 060 curve that I'm kind of measuring out and getting ready to put in place. That's kind of the work that I've completed at this point. And I think as things move along, I'll be able to get the second track in place and get it powered up so that I can kind of begin to run trains on it as well. But as we leave, I wanted to give everyone a closer shot of the mountainside that I kind of put in place and got installed, just so you can see it up close and personal and kind of give your input on how you think it came out. So at this point, that's all I have. I promise to get some more work done pretty soon here, and I expect to see and talk to you guys again real soon. Thanks for stopping by.